Is Inter Miami back to their winning ways after the win against Seattle? Let's talk about it.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psycho in a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Dreaded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
Yeah, welcome to Sports World Talk Soccer, where we talk the world of soccer, aka football, aka the beautiful game. And today we are talking Inter Miami. Now, Inter Miami had a game last night against Seattle, and it was a rematch of the MLS Cup championship, and it went a different way than it did a few weeks ago. Inter Miami actually won this game, but my question is this. Does this mean are they back on track? Are they back on track to finish the season strong? Are they back on track to head into the playoffs going for a MLS Cup? Now, we saw some things that was good and not so good as far as in the game last night. But the main thing, like I've always said with Inter Miami, is finding consistency, And I feel the consistency we had last night was definitely better than it was a few weeks ago against Seattle. But we were at home this time. So, it's always something different when you play on the road or away sometimes. But Messi finally got his goal in. It was definitely some bad magic instead of Messi magic. What we was getting the past few weeks from Messi, like missing the penalty last week, that was very un-Messi, honestly. And then also beginning of this game, he had an opportunity to get a score in, and he just missed it, hit the pole, and it looked like would have been normally an easy shot for Messi to make, but it didn't happen like that. But Inter Miami definitely has still some work to do. The question on if they're back on track, I would say not yet. They still have to figure out a better flow on their offense. They still have to get consistency from Allende, have to get Segovia back playing and playing well and stuff like that and get him consistent. Suarez, hopefully this time off, he can come back strong. Hopefully this 3-game suspension give him some rest or whatnot, but it's like he can help us a lot or he can hurt us a lot at the same time. With Suarez, meaning that, of course, he's not what he once was. Busquets, as of late, has been looking pretty bad, honestly. Ugly fouls and stuff like that, getting yellow cards, and of course, with the incident of the fight and stuff like that, it hasn't been the best showing of Busquets the past few weeks because I just feel even more his age is showing lately. He can't keep up with some of the faster guys as he used to, and I think that those are going to be problems that Inter Miami is going to have to figure out. Either drop him to the back more or try to have him come off the bench. Something has to be done, because we can't keep getting beat in the midfield. You can't keep having ugly fouls to where it leads to a penalty or it leads to a yellow card or anything like that. I think it's been pretty bad lately on him. But Inter Miami definitely has the capability. But a question that I am also wondering is, will head coach Javier Mascherano be there next year? If their season continues going the way it is, with high moments, low moments, ugly moments, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can't see him, honestly, being with the team another year if this continues. Honestly, I like him. I think he has potential. Are there questionable things that he does? Yes. But, the whole Leeds Cup situation where he came back on the field, was on the phone, it showed, to me, determination of wanting to be there for his team. And I like that, honestly. But with so many veterans on your team, I think Inter Miami needs to have a veteran coach. A coach that has been there, done that, knows how to create chemistry with players like that. And creating a culture. I keep speaking on culture for Inter Miami because I feel like it's a big problem. They don't have that culture. They don't have the culture of the Inter Miami way. They don't have, players that are, fully homegrown Inter Miami. They have a few, but they've gotten rid of some of them, and they are losing the identity of what the Inter Miami way is. People who critique or complain about Inter Miami just call it the Messi way, which is understandable because if you look at it, a lot of things have been influenced of Messi's liking, which is not Messi's fault, but every team does that of some sort. If you look at the Lakers, they're gonna cater to what LeBron thinks. If you look at Michael Jordan back in the day, they're gonna cater to what Michael Jordan does, Kobe Bryant does. A lot of teams cater to the superstars, no matter what. Whether if you like it, you don't like it, that is just what happens. You want that superstar to be comfortable, so you get a coach that he's familiar with. So you get people around him that he's familiar with. But at the same time, you do have to have a culture at Miami. And with the rest of their season going on right now, it's definitely a lot of winnable games. If they win out, they'll definitely be on top of the Eastern Conference. Possible still in the Supporters Shield race. I don't know how big the Supporters Shield race is to them. They won it last year. I'm not sure if they're like, oh, yeah, I want to go back to back. But I do want to say I feel like being in the top 4 in the Eastern Conference is a must for them because they do want the home field advantage. So looking at their schedule, they have DC United coming up this weekend, which that should be a win. They draw with them last time. That's absolutely crazy. I don't think Messi was there, but that is a win, And then next week we got New York City FC. That can be a tough game. That can be a game if Inter Miami's not coming the way they should. That can be a draw or a loss. After that, Toronto, again, that should be a win. Chicago, they're a tough team, but that should be a win. Chicago's a team that, they could surprise you. So it just depends. That depends on Inter Miami on that game. New England, that should be a win. Atlanta United, my other team. It's some bad blood there. Inter Miami was put out of the playoffs last year by Atlanta United. So there's some motivation to win that game. But again, you can't just sleep on Atlanta United. They was down, I think, 5-0 against Columbus Crew. And they came back, was into the game 4-5. So they got some punch left in them. They're not having the best season that they could have. But they have some punch left in them, honestly. So they're supposed to win that game, but we shall see. And to end it off, we have Nashville SC. I think that'll be a tough game, and just in general because of the atmosphere in Nashville. I think it's away games. The atmosphere is always good there. They're a team that definitely wants to take pride on beating Inter Miami. So that'll be a tough game as far as just in general. Of the remaining games, the remaining 7, I can lock down at least 5. I say at least 5 games locked down for Inter Miami. But like I said, they definitely got to figure some stuff out. The young guy, he came in last night, our 19-year-old. He came in 5 minutes, decent, got him a yellow card. I want to see more out of him. I want to see his touch on the ball. I want to see him, be assertive. So let's see more out of him. Let's get this other situation figured out as far as with our striker situation. Let's get the offense going better. We have to get some offensive movement or something so we can actually be a threat in the playoffs. So let me know what you think. What can Inter Miami do to actually be ready for MLS Cup, actually win an MLS Cup, all right? Let me know, and are they back on track? Let's talk about it.
As a fist, there's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.